Drinking buddies, it is budget bourbon finale. All of these are readily available under $25. They were the best of the rounds that we have done so far. Let's find out which one is the best.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, first up, we have Jack Daniels. Now, this is one that I didn't even bother buying an entire bottle of because I thought it would do poorly. But it performed really well in that first low-proof round. Jack Daniels Old Number 7 is a great whiskey. I'm sorry if you hate it. Maybe you got sick on it in college or something, but it is really good. Next up, we have Early Times Bottled and Bond. Now, this is great because you get a liter for under $25. It's the only one that's a liter. I do have a barrel spiral in this bottle, so this was not poured from here. It was poured from a sample bottle that I set aside. So this is not that. But a little tease for things to come. We got a special Early Times Bottled and Bond spiral episode coming up soon. Old Grandad 114. This won the Bottled and Bond round. Old Grandad 114. Great whiskey out of Jim Beam. Wonderful stuff. And then we have Benchmark Full Proof. And once again, this one has a barrel. Oh, it doesn't have a barrel spiral in it, but it did at one point. This is not the bottle that I used. I used a sample that did not have a barrel spiral in it. That's why this is so dark in color, because it's not that. Anyway, so yeah, and that's out of Buffalo Trace. Did have some comments in the video where I had these in there, where some people said that this bottle is up to $50 in their areas. I had a couple comments that say that. I did vet this. So what I did was I checked the Total Wine website in multiple different states. I hit up Specs and Benny's in a couple different states just to see the price of things in multiple states, and I couldn't find this over $25. I think the highest price I found was $24. Now, this is one that I found actually higher than $25 on one website. It was like $25.99, but I kept it in there because the median price was way less than $25. The Jack Daniels is like $15 to $20, and then the Early Times is $19 to $25, depending upon your area. Let's go. That was a lot of talking. Ooh, this is like nutty, like walnuts. Sweet tea, caramel. Ooh, that's delightful. Yeah, that's there's a little medicinal cherry here. There is a little bit of a nuttiness on here, but it's subtle, very slight. Man, that tastes too old to be here. Oh, I think it's this guy. Anyway, this is the only one that's got some nice age on it, so I think that's why it could be this. But yeah, there's some nice oak presence here. This is just a great whiskey. Great whiskey. Long finish too. Like, I know I just took another sip, but the finish was still going when I took a sip. Normally, if I'm just enjoying a pour on my own, I wait until the finish is completely gone before I grab another sip. But sometimes I'm in a video and I'm in a little too much of a hurry. So yeah, right now I'm talking, it's still going, which is really nice. This one's got a little bit more proof on it. This one also has a little bit of an oak presence on the nose, as well as the same sort of caramel thing I got off of there. So it's like caramel, oak, brown sugar. Little bit of a dankness, a little bit of like a dusty books type thing. Okay. That one is striking me as being much lower proof than the first one, which would tell me it's probably this. But it's not giving me banana bread right now. I don't know, maybe my palate's a little off because this one tasted off profile for Early Times, but gave me some of the Early Times notes. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. It does taste good, but it's a little flat. Yeah, just like generic whiskey things, vanilla, caramel. I guess there is a little bit of a banana thing here. That probably is the Jack. Or maybe I'm talking myself into it. I don't know. Anyway, good, but not as good as one. Oh, but this is banana bread for days on the nose. Yeah, I know this nose a mile away. This is Jack Daniels. This is bananas. This is walnuts, cinnamon. Very thin on mouthfeel. Doesn't give a lot of texture or no syrup quality to this guy. For somebody who's used to drinking higher proof, this might drink flat, but it does have a nice finish. It's straight up banana bread, and I like it. That's Jack Daniels, 100%. So I don't know what was in glass 2. I might have mixed these up some. Well, not mixed them up. I have a sticker on the bottom, but. Now this one's ethanol-y on the nose. This has got some heat to it and a little bit of subtle cherry and a subtle vanilla, but it's mostly just giving me proof. And I did let these rest in these glasses for about 15 minutes, so. It's kind of weird because there's a pretty substantial, well, yeah, that's bringing the heat now that I swallow, now that the finish is coming in. There's a substantial difference in proof between this guy at 80 proof and this guy 125 proof. So that's 45 proof points different. Man, something like a really high proof Stag Junior would still be closer to like this than those two are, which is crazy. Anyway, I think this is the benchmark because I'm getting the most heat off of this one. I will also call it good. It's got some nice caramel notes. It's got some nice vanilla notes, a little bit of cherry. But overall, that one is the weakest for palate, I think. I'm going to run through these again. When I come back, I will tell you which one's my favorite. All right, drinking buddies, a lot of things changed on this second time through. This is still the Jack Daniels. No change there. I still love it. It's great. It's freaking banana bread. If you say you hate Jack Daniels, Old Number 7, I think you should revisit it. This is like $1. Buy one of these, pour it in a Glen, and tell me that you hate it, because I think that you might like it more than you think. It is 80 proof, though, but this, for whatever reason, drinks fine at 80 proof. This one, I believe, is the benchmark, because the second time through, I get more cherry off of this than any of the rest. Buffalo Trace always has cherry to me, and it's the hottest. This one is the hottest. Seeing as how it was my first sip of the day, it didn't drink hot, but when I went back through them, this is the benchmark. This is the early times, and I'm not loving this one right now. This is the Jack, and this is the old Granddad 114. And this one, I'm really going back and forth with, because I'm tempted to say this is the winner. And the only reason I'm a little torn is because at first the nose wasn't blowing me away, and at first the palate didn't blow me away. But every time I've drank it since, I like it more than I did on the last sip. I think I like that better than glass 1. I do. I think this is the OGD 114, and I think it's my favorite. There's a little bit of a youthy note on this one. There's a little bit of like almost kind of a strength. It's very subtle. This is a subtle thing, because this is a great whiskey in this glass. There's a little bit of an astringent, like chemically thing, and there's a little tiny, tiny, tiny bit of a youthy thing it tastes younger than the rest. And for that reason, it's the second best up here, but this is the best. So my least favorite was glass 2, and that was the Bottle and Bond. Okay, good. I figured that out right. Early Times Bottle and Bond was my least favorite of this round, but there is no losers. My third favorite was the Jack, of course. It's the Jack, yep. My second favorite was this has got to be the benchmark. Benchmark Full Proof. And my favorite was the Old Granddad 114. The more I go back to it, the more I like it. Now I'm getting like nice herbal tea on the nose. Nice caramel. Maybe Old Granddad 114 needs to sit in your glass for 20 minutes before you enjoy it. That's a whole other video. Like maybe there's certain whiskeys that taste better the longer they sit in your glass. Oh my gosh, I have to do this now. Wow. Okay, that's a whole other thing, and now my brain has moved on to that because I have ADHD, and therefore my brain is like, oh yeah, it's start on that. So now I'm gonna have to try whiskey that's out in the glass for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and 20 minutes to see the same whiskey to see how it turns out, differently. That's got to happen. Maybe I'll use this Wild Turkey 17 year. I haven't featured this in any videos. I did a trade for this Wild Turkey 17 year, thinking it was the Wild Turkey bib from a couple years ago, but it turns out to be the 86.8 proof bottle from 2015. So it's nearly a dusty. It's like been in the bottle for 9 years. And it's really good. I do wish it was a little higher proof, but maybe this will be what we use for that experiment. Anyway, drinking buddies, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you guys. You make this thing possible by liking and subscribing. I can't do this without you. I don't have an audience if you guys don't like and subscribe. It's a challenge to be me in those regards, because I have to beg you guys to do this. I have to beg you guys to like and subscribe, and it's really annoying. I don't like begging, but today I'm begging you. Like and subscribe. Please, will you do it for me? Please. Pretty please. Anyway, drinking buddies, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
I'm your drinking buddy.